Hey you guys, it's Britt. Today we're here to talk about Brittany Dawn and a post that she made on Instagram. I had a few thoughts, so if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so today we're here to talk about Brittany Dawn's glow up. This is such a weird post. Before we get into it, I want to say that as always, if you are someone who is a Christian or you're an atheist or you are Jewish, like whatever religion you believe in, or if you don't believe in anything at all, everyone is welcome here. I've never been the type to say that, I can't stand you because this is what you believe in. Like, that's just not what I'm here for. I do have a big problem with these Christian influencers because so many times things like this come across my radar and I look at it and it's just the most hypocritical thing, because you hear so many times how Christians are not judgmental and it doesn't matter what you look like or what you wear. But then something like this comes up where it's quite the opposite, and you have this woman in her bleach blonde hair with extensions, Facetune, Photoshop, false eyelashes. Her teeth are, whitened to the millionth degree. And she wants to talk about a glow up because she is a Christian. So many times, these things are put out to an audience in order to gain new followers, new views on YouTube. And many times, especially with Christian influencers, it's tied to marketing. So it's marketing their upcoming tour that they're going on. It's marketing for an upcoming book. It's going to tie into some kind of Jesus camp that they are putting on. Brittany Dawn does that quite often. Yes, even during the panini, she still acts like it's business as usual. But I'm going to read this post, and of course I'll show the photo, but keep in mind that this is so obviously Facetune and Photoshop and all of the photo editing apps. If she wants to say that her happiness has, exceeded what she could ever believe because this is her new way of living, that's one thing. But to make such a vain post and say that I had a glow up because now I'm a perfect little Christian girl is obnoxious at best, in my opinion. And especially when she has so many young girls that follow her and look up to people like this, I feel like it can be so damaging, because you have girls that really struggle with self-esteem. They might have issues, if they're in high school or college, being bullied. Like, people are not very nice when it comes to talking about others' personal appearances. I think we've seen that a lot. So to put up such a vain post, and on top of it, it's not a glow up because it's called Facetune. It's so obvious that's what this is. So let's read the post and see what she has to say. This is a mess. So she said, 2016 versus 2022. It's amazing what surrendering to Jesus will do for a woman's glow. I've seen so many partaking in the 10-year challenge, and upon my attempt to do the exact same thing, I stumbled across a photo on the left from 6 years ago. I didn't want to share this photo at first because, to be completely honest, it breaks my heart. I know exactly what I was feeling when the selfie was taken. I think that back then she also was not, as comfortable as she is on social media. We all go through a phase of not smiling versus how we pose versus the way that we look at the camera. So on the photo on the left, I don't see someone who is, wanting to curl up into a ball. Not saying that you can tell that through a photo, but to me, it just looks like a photo with no filter, and she is doing a different pose. That's what I see. I was broken, empty, and hopeless. I was oppressed, walking in darkness, and heavy with demons. You can see the sorrow in my eyes. I personally can't, but let's continue. You can see the pain on my face. Behind the scenes of this photo, I was going through one of the darkest times of my life. I was focused on living for the world and pleasing others instead of running to Jesus. I ran to the gym. And just FYI, if you use working out or yoga or Pilates or crocheting or just watching TV as your way to care for yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. Do not allow an influencer to say that going to the gym is bad and you should be running to Jesus because you're just not living your life right. My validation came from social media likes, wearing as little clothing as possible. You know, when it comes to the clothing thing, she still doesn't, she's like showing these workouts that she still does and stuff. If that's really what it's about for her, she has continued to wear really tight yoga pants, tank tops, show her workouts for her YouTube channel. So let's not act like you're, wearing a head to toe sweatsuit every single day and just not showing an inch of your skin. If we're going to talk about it like that, I still don't think that she's doing things the perfect Christian way, considering her standards are quite outrageous in my opinion. Wearing as little clothing as possible. What others said about me, she still cares about what other people say about her, because guess what? I have seen her deleting comments. I think, in my opinion, allegedly, she deletes comments like it's her full-time job. That's just my opinion. Flaunting my body on the internet, my income, how skinny fit I was. But then Jesus, the overwhelming, never-ending, relentless love of Jesus, with tears in my eyes as I type this. I was just like the story of the woman at the well, one encounter with Abba, and I was forever changed, a change that would begin internally and with time work its way out. I gave up living for the world to live for Christ. I gave up satisfying my flesh to satisfy my King. I was delivered from the grip of eating to care for my body as a temple. I was delivered from panic attacks to be a testimony of what true peace is. I was freed from starting over with nothing to learn what it truly meant to trust God had a bigger plan, and he did all along. So when it comes to her having to start over, especially with income, she is a scammer. So let's not ever forget that she scammed her customers with this, fraudulent workout plan that she was getting, advertising and charging people for. So while everyone can share their own story, the problem that a lot of people have with Brittany Dawn, including myself, is the fact that she went from scamming people to exploiting religion and using it as a shield in order to better her public image and continue to be able to make money by using something completely new and something that a lot of people will get on board with. If you're reading this and can relate, I hope this encourages you to surrender at the feet of Jesus. It is the best thing you can do for yourself at the start of a new year, more than any weight loss challenge or goal to lose a few inches, because a glow that comes from Jesus is a glow that no one in this world can ever take from you. This is really where I have a problem. Encouraging people to surrender to Jesus instead of surrendering and getting mental health counseling, talking to a therapist, going to a doctor to make sure that their health is in good standing, or joining a gym and having a membership so that you can work on your physical fitness. If your mental health is great and your physical health is something that you want to make better, there's absolutely nothing wrong with starting to do some workouts, changing the way that you eat, maybe adopting a healthier lifestyle, whatever that means for you. There's absolutely nothing wrong with making the changes that you see fit, and none of it has to necessarily do anything with religion. And it finishes saying, therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has passed away. Behold, this new has come. So there are a lot of people that completely agree with her. I think that because of this transition that she has made from you know, a fitness influencer to a Christian influencer. Her audience has obviously changed as well. And she has a ton of people that are very like-minded. But for those that are somewhere in the middle or on more of the opposite spectrum as her, what she's doing is making a very uninclusive environment for anyone who might be there in the middle, because what she's saying is that if you're not going to surrender to Jesus and you know, are not happy with yourself, but you don't want to surrender to Jesus, then you are responsible for yourself being unhappy. There are so many different avenues that you can take to work on yourself and make yourself happier, increase your quality of life. And like I said, none of it has to do with entering a church, reading the Bible, becoming really religious. Like, there is absolutely nothing wrong with doing other things for yourself that have nothing to do with Christians or Christianity. And this post to me just felt very shallow. And if we're going to leave the shallow part out of it, let's just talk about how she is saying that there is this big glow up that has happened because of Jesus. But anyone with a brain can look at this and say, all this is Photoshop, a different pose, not smiling versus smiling, a ton of skin softening, teeth whitening, her eyelashes look different. To me, everything else looks the same. She has longer extensions in. You know, her eyebrows look the same. They're a little bit lighter now, so that gives her an overall lighter appearance. But as far as seeing a big difference, all that I see is her photo editing skills have increased since the photo on the left was taken. So someone in the comments said, I love this. Out of curiosity, do you still train at the gym? Or do you no longer find happiness in that kind of movement? And Brittany responded and said, I work out 5 days a week, but my priorities have shifted. My time with Jesus comes first in the mornings before anything else. Someone said, you look 10 years younger today. And Brittany responded and said, that Jesus glow up. So I did want to share that with you guys, but before I close out this video, I also want to make it very clear that while Brittany Dawn is saying that you have to surrender to Jesus and you're going to have this glow up and have picture perfect skin and you're just going to be glowing from miles away, that's her way or the highway. I also don't want this video to be taken in a manner that is saying, well, if you do it that way, you're wrong, because that's not it at all. But what I'm saying is, if you feel like you want to make changes to make yourself feel better, you know, increase your self-esteem, change your quality of life, there are many different avenues that have nothing to do with religion. So that's what I really want this takeaway to be. You know, you could start seeing a therapist and feel like you have a glow up because your self-esteem changes. You could start spending more time with your family, and that could be your glow up. You could be spending more time at home away from your toxic family if you have one, and that could be your glow up. So there are so many different avenues for a Christian influencer that is exploiting their religion, in my opinion, for their own financial gain and popularity. I just find it very distasteful to say that, oh, you don't have what I have because you haven't surrendered to Jesus. So you got to get that Jesus glow up, girl. It's just cringeworthy. There's so many different ways that you can increase your self-esteem, make yourself feel better about what you're doing or how you approach situations, and it's not just one track, and that track is lined with Bibles. That's just my personal opinion. So either way, for now, if you like the video, leave a like and a comment, and if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.